He bought the piece. I heard him in a talk not too long ago. He told me, yeah, how you're talking right now, they are investments. He's like, yeah, you gotta get the artists when they're going like this. So the whole time,
he's like, he got you.
Yes, he's like, he didn't get me, yo, but
I mean, yeah,
but I know what piece you're talking about, and that's gonna be like a signature piece as you go.
And
this
you can't
way,
make it again. You can't make it.
That's gonna be a signature piece. That's gonna be the one. That's gonna be like the B-Rob piece.
Yo, it's a dope one. I got some more. I got more.
You do.
But I'm there watch his ass talk that night, yo. I'm like, so you must have got me on the rise, huh?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah. He's like, and then I buy him. I can flip him. What you just said.
Yeah.
I said, this motherfucker. He might just buy my art and flip it.
Because that's all. I mean, that's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah. So you can do that, man. It's all about. I don't know. I haven't seen people reselling people art like that, but obviously people are doing it.
Kaylin, tell me what it means when someone says they want multiple streams of income. Tell the people. Why do the people need multiple streams of income?
COVID says it all. What's the difference between having an LLC for your business and being trademarked?
For me, I'm trying to get multiple streams of income because I'm trying to retire early. 62, can't do it.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode on the Stream Chasers Show. You got myself, Kaylin.
And I'm Candace.
And we're glad that you're here joining us on another good episode.
The beginning of season 2.
Yes, the beginning of season 2. I know y'all's probably like, where was y'all at, the last Payday? But as we promised, we got some more heat for y'all and be coming with it today.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited to start a new season with new things, new people, new industries, new streams.
Yep, new streams, new lessons.
Exactly. I don't
New
know
lessons.
if I can handle no more lessons, I'm going to be honest, but I'm still processing the lessons from last season. I got notes I ain't get to yet.
Yeah, because I remember it was a few things. I mean, every episode was good.
Yeah.
And, the first season.
Uh-huh.
But then there was some that everybody can apply to. So it was like when you think about I think it was episode 9 and 10 when we had Kim on.
Yes.
Talking about the personal finances.
Yeah.
Before you even get into business finances.
He was like, is your bills on auto pay?
Yeah.
They not. I need to schedule them when I need them scheduled. Don't put me on auto pay.
But y'all know how we kick off every episode before we dive in with our guests. We got to tag up with each other. So, Candace, what's been going on with you these last couple weeks or last month?
I guess last month, yeah. Working hard. It's the wedding orders are coming in again because springtime is here. Yeah, so they circling back around. Trying to get myself better organized for, those IG lives that we have with Win are really helpful. And so I've been thinking about what is it that what's my maximum capacity? Because it's funny that she said, so the last IG live we had, we were talking about growth, right? And she was talking about how, people sometimes experience unexpected growth and sometimes expected because you've done what you need to do to grow, but you're not prepared for it. Right. And so I was about to pay for an ad spot with a pretty popular IG. I don't want to call him an influencer. I think he's more of a comedian than anything else, right? Okay. But he has my target audience. So I was going to pay for it. Oh, yeah. And then I thought about what Wynn said. I'm not ready for that yet. Right. I need to make sure I get my other stuff together before it explodes and then I be sad. Yeah. Because I have a max that I can handle with the way I operate right now. So I'm going to do that part first. Yeah. Then I'm going to circle back to see him. Yeah. Because I don't want to be like Popeyes.
Yeah. Like how she said the chicken sandwich and stuff. I don't want to be out of chicken sandwiches. And then just and I think Wynn may have mentioned this, but it's just you don't want that rush of orders coming in and then it messes up your quality because right now you're able to
produce a very quality product.
Continue on a great customer service. You can respond in a timely fashion. Exactly. But then if you get 1,000 or 2,000 orders in, what does that look like? What does that
look like? Right. And I know that right now me and my intern produce weekly, right? And we could probably do a max of 7 brooms a week. Okay. So 7 times 52, I don't know. I don't got quick math. Sound like about 350 brooms ish a year. Yeah. Right. So that's a lot, but you can't control what the influx is going to be when he does something or when you pay for that type of advertising. Yeah. And so I don't want to put myself in a place where it's that's a thing. So we'll see. Yeah. How about you?
Me, just constant strategizing. whether it's, helping with the Go Stretch business for Mickey or Stream Chaser stuff, so that's always like my primary two things. Okay. And then also, with that coming, looking for spaces, that whole nine. But I've just been grinding, trying to get ready or keep the ball rolling for 2022. Because before you know it, it's like, it'd be December and January, it's like, oh yeah, what you gonna do for the new year? Then before you know it, it's fall time.
It's fall, right?
And then it's like, well, you done lost the whole year.
Right, you dead smack in the middle of the
year. And
then
you talking about what you gonna do next year. Right. So it's like just trying to really like be consistent and like I said, just keep the ball rolling on a lot of stuff. Moving parts and stuff.
Small check boxes.
Yeah. Exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. But now, Stream Chasers, now that y'all got a little bit about, what we've been up to, as you know, we're always doing the work in our areas.
And I be tired.
And we're both tired. We're both tired. But today we got something on hand for y'all. Something that a lot of people can really tap into, especially people that probably come from the background of never even seeing themselves as entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. Because when it comes to a lot of art, it's a lot of creatives that are bomb.
Yeah,
can just straight up draw. Or whatever the type of art may be.
Right.
But they have never in their lives looked at themselves as an entrepreneur.
Right.
So today we got something for those type of people, and we got something for those that have recognized their value and are able to or trying to tap into different income streams and monetize. So today we got a entrepreneur, a content creator,
an artist, a visionary, a filmmaker.
A filmmaker. He doesn't like to call himself that no more. He can do a little bit of photography. He does it all. He has a storefront, and which is a thing, especially with a lot of online things with NFTs and stuff. So he has a wealth of knowledge.
We gonna talk about it all
and background. We gonna talk about it all. Without further ado, we like to welcome our guest, Bryan, to the show.
I can talk now. That's what's happening. Hey. What's up?
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to
the show.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Robinson.
Hi.
Of Black Genius Art Studio.
Right? Yes.
The Black Genius Art Show.
The Black Genius Art Show.
Which is in the studio.
So in the studio.
So it goes together.
Same cereal bowl.
Yeah. So before we really get started into the business stuff, just kind of let us know and the listeners know, like, how did you even come to wanting to get into business with your art? Like what was it that hit you that was like, I need to turn this to a business?
Exactly.
Okay. I don't think I ever wanted my art to be a business. I just wanted to be something that I wanted to do. So I kind of stumbled into it. So through filmmaking, through drawing, the whole life of an artist, little kid growing up, I like to draw pictures, all that stuff happened. It wasn't until I stopped doing art that I realized I need to take it more serious when I stepped back in. And so in 2013, everyone was doing the same thing. It was oversaturated. Everyone was a filmmaker. Everyone was creating content and putting on YouTube. I was so behind. I was still dealing with a dial-up modem, so I was like, I couldn't even.
I'm not.
I'm dead serious. I wasn't even uploading my content.
I'm not doing this with you today.
I had dial-up, and I was like, yo, how are they getting these crystal clear videos on the internet? Like, how are people seeing these things? I'm I'm dead serious. Like, I was using dial-up, so I was like, yo, it's taking a long time to upload my videos. I can't do. Everyone's a filmmaker. I can't keep up.
Yeah.
So I stopped doing. I stopped creating. I just stopped doing art and I'm just going to work. I'm just going to go to my job. I'm just going to pay bills and just do that. And it wasn't until 2013, 2014, I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop worrying about other people and start focusing on my own self, my own craft and what I do and stop comparing myself. So when I started to do that, I went back to the medium of creating these cartoon characters I was doing in middle and high school. I called them boneheads. So I needed a way to just express myself differently. So I started creating these characters, putting them on the internet, the social media, Facebook. And at that point, people would have known me for being a filmmaker, creating videos, music videos, documentaries, all that stuff. So I started putting these weird cartoon characters out on the internet, on Facebook. And people would say, Oh, I didn't know you can draw a grasshopper. That was my nickname. I didn't know you can draw a grasshopper. I thought you just did videos and films. Like, no, I like to draw. So I started to create these characters and post them probably like weekly. Here's a random character. And people started liking them and said, oh, you should do something dealing with afros because you got an afro. You should do an afro pick. So the feedback from the social media community was making me draw these characters and create them faster. And I was enjoying the feedback because like I love to draw, but I was never getting that instant gratification of, oh, I like what you're doing as an artist. So when I started to do that, I said, you know what? I need to bring these bonehead characters back. And I did that. And I said, but I don't want to call them boneheads anymore. You know, this is 2014. I didn't want to call them boneheads. And I was exploring a medium of painting. I wanted a new way to like, just like a healing for myself. So I started to explore painting. I never liked painting. Ever. And I look back in high school, one of my art teachers said, you'll be a great painter. Fast forward back, here I go, getting these canvases, creating this content from these same characters that I was doing like really fast and sketchy. But now I'm taking my time, I'm painting them, putting them on these canvases. So their boneheads had to change. I need something more deeper because I was getting more intimate with these canvases and more intimate with these characters. So I said, I need a better name. So I went with, I said, I'm black. It's a culture thing. I'm going to call it, these characters are black, Black Genius. Oh, Black Genius. That'd be something cool, like the Black Genius. But like the Genius piece came from me exploring other creatives that I admired, like the Marvin Gaye's and Mos Def, like these creative people from past and present. So I put that in my work, and I started being influenced and inspired by other creatives. So if it was somebody local who I enjoyed your music, I put that into my art. It inspired me to create these characters. So I called it the Black Genius art show because eventually I love animation, so I wanted to do a show that involved animation and these characters. So it all came together as the Black Genius art show. But then I was challenged with that. People would say, why you call them black? Like all your characters are black. So, but they didn't explore the fact that black was a cultural thing, but also was what I put into all my art. It was the last color I used in all my pieces. It gave them this pop. It made them like pop out. It made it bold. It made it powerful. And black has so many meanings. So I went with the Black Genius art show and I ran with it. And that was the start of my business. That was the start of me saying, I'm going to take this art serious. And that was the start of me starting to realize, how can I get this art out of my duplex apartment on these exposed brick walls into the community and express myself differently as an artist and focus on myself and what I was trying to do and create a different narrative. So that's how I started, and I started seeing this art, this talent I have move differently.
Do you still have dial-up?
No, I do not.
I needed to clear that up.
Right. Yeah.
Because I didn't know that dial-up in 2013 was even a thing.
It was a thing. It was a thing because I didn't know about fast internet. I didn't know about that.
And you was out here making whole films.
Yeah. And I couldn't post them because I was behind. So like, y'all.
Well, I'm glad that your dial-up situation led you to the Black Genius Art Show because I enjoy.
Thank you.
I remember when I started seeing your art online. So I don't have a long history with you. I mean, it's long now, but it wasn't long at the time. And so my first introduction to you really was the Black Genius Art Show. It was the characters. And I was like, oh, these are cute. How fun. I like these. These are a lot of fun. How did you first decide to move them such that people could participate? Was it through prints or was it through, I call this merchandise, but I don't know what else to call it.
How did I start to move them? I started to, it was weird because as an artist, sometimes we don't want to share our stuff to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because you think somebody's going to take your idea, somebody's going to create characters similar to yours. So that's why I try to stay so original to these characters, what I was doing, that once you see it, you can recognize that was my work. Yeah. So I started to do pop-ups. Like what are these damn pop-ups that's happening? So I would see people saying, we're looking for vendors to do this. And most of the time they was Caucasian audiences. So I was going to these craft shows and these things, setting these tables. And I'm watching them and seeing how they set up these tables and put their products on these tables and sell them. Like it'd be like bows. What the hell are y'all selling? Yeah, I couldn't realize it. I didn't realize. I didn't know how to do it. So I would take my prints. I had a couple prints that I would go to FedEx or something and make these prints of my work. And I would take these T-shirts I had that a friend of mine did. He had a direct-to-garment machine. So he said, "Oh, I can put your artwork on these shirts." I'm like, "All right, cool." And the quality of it at that point, I thought, it's amazing. Yeah, I can just draw it and there you go. It's coming out. So at these pop-ups, I would go and set up tables, and most of the time nobody came, so it'd be like other vendors looking at each other like, "Oh, I like your setup." So that's how I learned how to set up my tables and really try to like sell my work, I guess.
Yeah.
I was learning my price points. I was learning how to make stuff be appealing to audiences. And all I had was a couple prints and some shirts, direct-to-garment shirts. And I was out there with my Black Jeans art show sign, and I was just sitting there like, okay, hey, I'm an artist. You would like to buy my... So I was learning how to sell my art. And this was the first time I was actually selling my art to a community. And sometimes they wasn't a community of my peers. These community people like, they probably would not buy this Black Jeans art show. And stuff. So I was already being challenged as the people trying to take on what this brand was. Like, what is the Black Jeans? It's also they shied away from it because it had the Black Jeans art show in it too. So I was just throwing myself out there and seeing how it worked.
So that's interesting, that you mentioned how you started, the art in your house, your apartment, and then you were getting...
It was a duplex apartment.
Let me make a correction.
Yeah, for the record.
Yeah. And then, you were getting great feedback on social media and all the platforms about how well they liked your art. But then when you jumped out there and said, let me start at level 1, and now I'm doing these pop-ups, right?
Yeah.
How long was it before you started seeing that it was worth it? Because like you said, in the beginning, all the vendors are supporting each other because no one's really coming through. But it's like a lot of people find that challenge. Just like people on social media would say it's a great product. But then are you spending your dollars though?
Yeah. So it took a while. It was definitely at least, it probably took a whole year for me to realize, like, how do I price this stuff? Like, why are people not buying these originals? Like, I'm in my spot. And then I challenged myself. I was sitting there at nights and look at these paintings on my wall and say, nobody's going to buy this stuff. Like, nobody's going to buy like $150. I don't know. At this point, I had less than 50 paintings on my wall. And all I would take out in the community would be my prints, a couple prints, and maybe 2 originals. Because I didn't even know how to transport my art originals. I would go around, I would put holes in my paintings because I didn't know. I was just, let me just set up, throw it in my car. And I packed way too much stuff in my car anyway. So I would ruin some art just trying to go set up, just to get it out there so people can see it. And when I go to these events, you sit there for hours and you're like, oh, you want to buy a button? You want to buy a sticker? So this was happening. It was challenging to the point where like, I almost like, I'm not going to sell this stuff. I'm just keep painting and creating for myself. Yeah. Because at that point, it was a process of me creating every day and just continuing to do my art. And that was my motto, to create every day. So I would just do that. It was making me feel good. So I was like, man, forget it. If they don't buy it, I'm good with it. I'll just keep creating it and creating it. And I was just challenging myself to create more pieces and just keep on going. Because at that point, I was back in the art game. You know what I'm saying? I was back doing what I was doing. And the money wasn't coming in, but I was going to pop up at wine festivals. You name it. I was there. Old church buildings. I was everywhere. Little parks. I was just popping up, showing my art. And... yeah.
And so at what point do you feel like things started to shift?
When I start to sell something. It's like I started to get my price points together. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I knew for this painting, that's going to be $300. I'm not changing the price. That's going to be $300 for that painting. For this print, it's going to be $20. For this shirt, it's going to be $20. So I already had these price points together. So I wasn't going to say, I wasn't going to be haggled on what I was putting out there. Whether you bought it or not, I wasn't going to be haggled. If I had to go home with all my stuff, I was just go home with all my stuff. So at that point, when people start saying, oh, I've seen your stuff somewhere else before. So now, those times where I thought I was wasting my time just setting up, people were recognizing the brand and they were remembering the brand and name. So I'm like, okay, cool. So how much is that? $20. Boom. It's an exchange right there. So once that funding came in, like, oh shit, I can make more prints. How can I make this happen faster? So I thought about different price points, buttons, stickers. These shirts are not bright enough. So I had friends, I started taking people's feedback as well. So someone would say, your shirts are not clear enough. Like, your images are not coming off really clear on your shirts. You try a different method. So in the process of me doing these vending and these pop-ups, I met other vendors that inspired me. So one of my friends, her name is Tati, Russian white woman. She had a skateboard line called Spacey Cloud, and she was using fabric on her clothing. I'm like, oh shit. So at this point, I'm doing film here and there. I'm doing film projects. She's like, oh, I have this event. You should come film this event for me. I'm like, all right, cool. So we started to barter. So I would do video projects for her, and she would give me fabric. Oh shit. So when I see how the fabric looked to go on my shirt, I'm like, yo, this is a great barter. So I would get yards of fabric for a video project that I edit. And she loved my work. You know, as a videographer, some people say, can you edit this and change that? She was with it. It's like, I love your work. Let's keep doing stuff.
Yeah.
So that barter that barter happened, and I had fabric. And now I was able to take this fabric and put it onto my garments, and it became richer, and it became more. My price point went up. So once the price point went up, now that became a staple in my brand, was these short sleeve shirts that had this fabric of these cartoon characters, basically African American characters, on these shirts, but sewn on really slick. And when you touch it, like, oh, it's fabric. So that was starting to capture people's eye, and that became a staple in my brand. So that price point went from like a $30 for that shirt. My prints was $20. So when I got that first exchange and I sold my first piece, I believe the first piece was That Natural Thing, which was a black woman twisting her locks. And another artist, Caucasian woman, bought this piece and said, I don't know how you draw these characters. Like, she's an artist that does this very technical, I don't know, very abstract work. And she said, I could never do that. Like, as simple as it is, I could never do that work. And I'm like, oh, wow. So my first piece probably was a white woman that bought my piece. And that let me know, like, shit, this shit can cross over too.
Oh, yeah.
So at this point, I see my art start to cross over. I see it start to get recognized. And I knew what my price points were. And I start building that brand. I started building that brand and saying, you know what, this is cool. Now I got these shirts that represent my art. I have prints that represent my art. I know how to represent my art, and I'm not taking no for an answer. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep selling this no matter what.
So when you keep hitting on price points. So for a new artist that's watching this, right? How do you go about possibly coming up with your price point? Like, do you all look at the work? If it's a painting, right? Do you all look at how many labor hours that it took to make that painting? Or is it you just saying, yeah, it's only took me 30 minutes, but the value or the message of this is worth $3,000? Like, how does that work?
I never really calculate my time in doing pieces, man. Like, I would sometimes do 3 or 4 pieces at the same time. I would start something, bounce to the next one, and I would come back to it later, depending on how I was feeling. So I create in these different vibes, man. So it's like, if you buy my art, you buying several days of different vibes, how I was feeling, ups and downs, shit I had when I was a little kid that I brought back again. So it's like, it's so many changes that go into my art before I even sign it. So I wouldn't even sell my work until I signed it. So you might come into my spot and see all these pieces that you thought was complete, but until I signed it and put it up on the wall and say I'm done, then it was still a process. So it's like, so some pieces I can do in like 10 minutes. I can draw a sketch a piece, and I can spend hours or days on another piece. That's not taking the value out of that piece. It just depends. Once I'm done and I'm attached to that piece, and once I sell it, you're getting like this child of mine, this baby of mine. So
yeah.
So the price, so the price point I put on there, I don't want to be haggled down. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a piece of me. So as a new artist, it's like you really gotta believe in your work. You know what I'm saying?
Believe in it.
I've seen artists that have sold work, and I bought it for low prices. And I'm like, yo, your stuff. Because some artists don't know how to price their stuff. They just want to say, I did it and you got it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you got to start putting value in your stuff, because it represents other artists behind you. You know what I'm saying? So if I do a whole painting and I sell it for $10, then the other artists behind me like, I'm not buying your painting for $10 because someone else
messes
just
up the industry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what really messed up a lot of artists, and still is, because you want, as an artist, if you passionate about it, that's your life and that's your legacy. You want to leave down for someone else. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I can't sell a $10 painting to nobody. Yeah. That $10 painting reflects years of life and promise and learning. Yeah. So the way I price my stuff, it's like, it depends how I'm attached to it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And sometimes artists can give somebody something because you feel the energy. You know what I'm saying? So you can give something to somebody and feel like I'm still being compensated for what I'm doing. But if I put a price on something, like, it's not going to go down. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's interesting? I've written like 3 notes while we've been talking, because I have lots of questions. Because I am reluctant to call myself an artist. I'm like the edge of artistry, right?
But you there though.
Well,
you're creative.
Thank you. Creative, I'll take. Artist, maybe not. But anyway,
man, we are art. You know?
Yeah. So that is a true point. So how does feedback from customers influence your art? Because like, I hear you on technical things, right? So somebody says, oh, the shirt not poppy enough. That's easy, right? Fixing the color of a shirt, like, that's easy. But like, when people like are because people are drawn to certain things, right? So like in my broom business, there's a broom that I created. I absolutely hate it. It is my number one selling broom.
Right.
And I don't even know why I posted a picture of it. I just did it just to get it done. And people ordered it time and time and time again. So so I do it even though I hate it. But like, so how does feedback from people affect your creative process?
Well, it's important for me because that's what inspired people, inspire my art. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So conversation with people and hearing what they say inspires my art. You can be an asshole and say something about my piece. It's still going to inspire my art. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You can be somebody that say, I'm not going to buy it. It's not my thing. And I respect that. Mm-hmm. But that energy also makes me want to do more because the people who don't want it, 15 other people are going to want it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's what keeps me going. So I'm always big on people's perspective of what they want, whether they don't want it or not. I listen. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's what helped me create other things, like the shirt you have on right now.
Yes.
You said black and white.
Yes.
I didn't make that in black and white until you said that. So that right there allows me to tackle a whole nother market. You know what I'm saying? So your opinion makes me create other things that other people can buy into. You know what I'm saying? So it actually helps me out. So you saying no to something will make me say, oh shit. But then they say yes to it. So now it's like, oh shit. So it's like, yeah, I like that. So I'm big on feedback. You know what I'm saying? So like no feedback sucks. Yeah. But like I'll take it negative. I'll take it positive.
Okay.
It don't matter.
You gotta have feedback.
Some feedback.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I can get with that. I think I've heard an opinion that some artists feel like they don't like to tamper with, because art is a soul piece. You know what I'm saying? It is part of who you are. And some people don't like the influence of others. Like they just want to create whatever their soul says they need to create.
Let me tell you a story though. So this just happened last week. Now, because my art has moved into this whole wearable art piece, it's like I take just as much pride in the wearable piece as I do as the actual medium of painting on the canvas. Okay. Because the wearable becomes the canvas to me, and that becomes my art. And once you wear it, you become the art. Right. So it's like it was a young man that came up and he wanted this cool shirt. It's a cool shirt because I did it. And it had these fun sleeves, yo. And he was like, he came about 3 or 4 times to my table. He's like, I knew he wanted it. I was like, yeah, you like that? It's an $80 shirt though.
Oh, okay.
So he brought back an adult, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're gonna get it now. She said, $80, nah, you're not getting it. So I knew her energy was like, no, I'm not getting it for $80. That's crazy. Like, oh, okay. So I took that, right? But then his aunt came later, and I was like, oh, she's like, yeah, he tried to get that shirt. Yeah, I know it's $80. Yeah, that's too much for him. I said, well, tell him this. If he comes and models like some of my garments, you know what I'm saying, I would give him the shirt. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, sometimes people will cut you short because of a price point, but they don't even know that just sharing that, like knowing just you wanted that interaction. I knew he wanted that. I would rather give him that shirt for free than have somebody debate about a price for me. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, his energy and his conversation influences me to see him in it. Yeah. Because if he wanted that bad,
he's gonna wear it.
He's gonna wear it, and he's gonna make someone else want my art more because he's wearing it. He takes so much pride in wearing that garment.
Right.
So yeah,
you can feel
that's a level though to get to.
Yeah.
Because like it's hard for the new artist or any new business owner, because it's like if my price is 80 and then I see that the adult is like, nah, we ain't spending 80 on that.
Yeah.
That next pop-up or whatever, it's like
maybe I need
that night before, it's like we gonna mark these $55.
Yeah. So I can get that sale. Do that. Some people do that, like to get that sale, and another vendor saying like they watched me do it. Say, I like what you did. Like I said, I wouldn't even. Like I like what you did because it was inspiring for them because they see me not take that no, but use that as fuel. You know what I'm saying, to go forward. Cause I would get a young man to think like, here you go. Okay, it worked out both ways. He'll take pride in getting it, and he'll make my brand. That's part of my brand. You know what I'm saying? I want that to be a thing. You know what I'm saying? I want to create a whole different narrative when you go somewhere else. So I'm not worrying about the price.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm worrying about making this young man happy because that's going to be more inspiring than me getting that exchange of that fun. So
it really like is. That. Anybody who is as passionate as he was, like he came back that many times. He wants the shirt, and and you gonna feel that from him when he's out wearing the shirt. Yeah. I like that. Okay.
I like that a lot. So we're going down the journey. So you started doing it in your duplex. Then you realized
apartment. It's not a duplex.
So then you realize it's like I'm popping. Via Instagram, social media.
No, I didn't. I don't do that though. I never did that. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. So I'm not going to say you said that, but
the people
were liking it.
Yes,
giving you good feedback, interaction. Then that's when you said, all right, let me step out and get a booth at a pop-up or however you want to do it. So spoiler alert, for the people, but we'll get there. But he actually has his own storefront now. So we're taking you on a journey to see how you can go from in your place, in your home residence, to now having a storefront selling art. So what was the next phase? And when did that milestone click for you that, these pop-ups, it's ready for me to grow now?
Oh, yeah. I had too much stuff, man.
Too much stuff.
Too much inventory?
For the space in the pop-up or what?
Yeah. I had too much stuff. So I would pop up normally by myself. So I'm setting up tents, tables, and I was just carrying a lot of stuff, man. So I started to see my products grow where my inventory was growing. Like, it went from the art to now I got these too many shirts. I got shorts. I got buttons and stickers. So it started to grow, and my inventory started to grow like really fast. And it happened organically. Like I was just creating. You know what I'm saying? I just got lost in creating and just building what I like to wear, like building what I like to see. And like I said, the communication with the pop-ups, it influenced me to create more and more. So I was now start going to these shows, and people say, "Oh, you got the best setup." Before I didn't know how to set up.
Yeah.
Oh, we like how you set up. You should have your own store. So people started speaking this life into me, and I was like, I'm just creating. And it was just the point where I was filling my car with way too much inventory. Sometimes I would set up, had way too much stuff. So I had to take it all back to my spot myself, back to my duplex, set it back up, put it in the base.
Yeah.
I was doing all that stuff. It was like a whole routine. So when people see me come pop up, it's like, oh, here comes Bryan. Here comes the Black Genius bringing all this stuff. Like,
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I am. And then some said, I need a space, you know what I'm saying? And I tried these grants to get locations. There's a big competition. Hey, we got a storefront. Can you submit this and submit that? I'm an artist, man. I didn't have no spreadsheets. I didn't have no budgets. I'm just creating like, fuck. So these competitions will have you, you need a budget. You need
a plan.
Yeah, you need a plan.
They want the real deal. Yeah.
So that started to happen, and I would submit to this competition where he was giving a storefront to a business. And I'm like, I'm gonna get this. I need this. People spoke life into me. I gotta get this. I know I'm gonna win this. I didn't win that one, so it's like shit. So I'm like, fuck, I was ready. Like the community knew who I was. They knew I had inventory. They knew I had the ambition. They knew I was ready to go.
Yeah.
I didn't get it, but it's politics in that. You know what I'm saying? It's like who you know sometimes, and your product can be better than another person, but if they know the right person that's going to get you in the door and turn the key, you're going to be in there. And as a Black artist, it wasn't a lot of keys I could turn myself. You had to really go into someone else's pop-up. Give me a vending fee. All this was happening. It's like, it's hard for artists because you got to pay vending fees and hope you sell your stuff. Yeah. That's why I need that storefront. So why I didn't get that, like, well, shit. Let me continue the community stuff. But my networks and growing to where I was, a friend of mine, he had a clothing line that's been around for 20 years. Cashland, very urban line. And he met me when I was like 18. I was just artist trying to create these drawings and said, I'm going to start my clothing line. No business ethics, no nothing. So here we go. We fast forward. I'm in my, I'm up in the 30s somewhere. And then, 30s. Yeah, I'm 30s. And then he's like, yo, I got this warehouse. You should try to bring your stuff in this warehouse I got. So I'm like, you should try to bring, I'm like, yo, oh really? Like, yeah. And I knew who he was, and we had this respect. It was just that network that came back full circle. So he heard about when I was trying to get this storefront. It didn't work out. He's like, yo, you can come in the warehouse with me and just bring your stuff in there. Like, oh, shit, that'd be great. I went and saw the building, very awesome spot. Brought my stuff in there and set up. I had a whole blueprint how I want my layout to be, man. I was in church and I wrote my I did a blueprint in church. I was just doing the whole on the back of the program. I had my whole blueprint how this spot would be laid out, man. I drew it down on a piece of paper and I made that vision clear. And I went into the building and I set up the exact way that blueprint was on the back of that program. And I was in there February 22nd, 2020. So I went in there right during the pandemic, man. I went in there. He didn't even have he was actually coming from one location trying to move because the pandemic hit him as well. So he had a shop in the mall. He had to close that down. He had another shop, small storefront. He kind of shut that down. So his whole mind now, like, damn, I need a spot to go to. So with this warehouse that was just storing his embroidery machines, he now brought all his stuff in the same building. So now we're in one building, building a brand in one building under the building called District 30. So he had Cash on that been around for 20 years. I'm the Black Genius artist. I've been around for since 2014 to like 7 years. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not new in the game.
Yeah,
but I'm new to a brick and mortar.
Yeah,
so I didn't know how that worked. I didn't know how to be accountable and be in the building for 7 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know how to. Right.
Yeah.
I'm pop up a table in the community, in the church.
Yeah,
I'm done. I'm leaving. Bye bye.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to this building now, man. During the pandemic, we didn't know what it was at that point. We like, oh, people getting sick, but they're gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna still come to the building. So we're in there, and I'm building my blueprint. I'm building my brand. I'm learning how to set up. I'm building a counter from scratch, and he's in there with all his inventory. So I'm watching him like, he got a lot of fucking inventory. And I'm looking at me like, I kind of do. But I'm just happy to be inside this building, man. So I'm setting this whole blueprint in this building, and that's when the Black Jeans Art Show became a solid thing.
So let me ask you a question, because a lot of artists, like let me say this, visual artists, the pinnacle of their career is like being in someone else's building, right? Being showcased in an art gallery of some sort. Is that on the list for you? Or is your storefront your gallery?
So that's part of a journey too. So, I was being showcased in different spots. Like, I went to Chicago on a humble and was stumbling in the art district. And this guy named Erwin was like, "What's that shirt you have on? That's cute." That's what he told me. He said it was cute. And I said, okay. And he invited me back to do a gallery show in Chicago. So I was being displayed in other people's building. And I was being at these random pop-ups in different museums and mall. Like, I was being like displayed different places, but in my mind, I was just trying to start my brand. Like, I was just like, oh yeah, I'm there. So I was popping around. I was being pulled different directions, and I was told no a lot because I just stuck to my genre of creating, and I was like, it is what it is. Like, I'm gonna display it there. I was in restaurants, so I was going around the city being displayed places, but until I got that brick and mortar, I understood that, like, I can create my own way. You know what I'm saying? I can create my own gallery, and I wanted to create a space that was a gallery, a workspace, a retail space, a creative space. We can come and talk and have a conversation. You don't got to buy a thing. Just create energy and create inspiration under one roof. And that's what I wanted that brand to be. That's what I wanted the Black Jeans Art Show to be.
Gotcha.
So I started creating my own.
Gotcha. So I know Candace has some other questions.
That's okay. I'm ticking them off one at a time.
Got you. So, with what you've been able to create, you're easily able to tap into like different income streams because like you started again with like the prints, you know what I'm saying? And then you grew to merch with your own different designs, which I think is fascinating because a lot of people that have merch, they're coming from the standpoint of just a logo on the different hoodies.
Right.
You're creating different custom pieces for different merch. So I think that's great. But I want to know, again, starting off for an artist, how is that costs associated? Because, like as a new artist, I can draw, you know what I'm saying? Or a new business owner, potentially, I can draw. I've been doing it since kindergarten. Not me, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I like,
but cool. Don't make me.
That's not my lane. But again, and I think Wynn just hit on this. A lot of people don't pursue their business or passion because they think it's a lot of money involved, or where do I even get started? Because I have no funds. I'm barely making it on my 9 to 5. But I hear you having shirts, merch. So, it's like, but like, what's that process in terms of like the money and starting off that way?
Well, I teach, man. So I had a day job, still do. What's funny is I forget about the day job now because now that hobby turned to my business, and that business overlaps my day job. So I'm in my day job just hanging out now. So people say, I'm just here hanging out.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It was hard because as an artist, you want to create, but then once you start a business, like it's two different animals you got to deal with. So now you got to handle the business side and the creative and freedom side. So now I know how to do a spreadsheet. I know how to do budgeting. If I don't, I know people that can help me, and I'm open to that because as an artist and you run a business, you gotta sit back sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You gotta really put the numbers together. And I learned how to invest and put the money into things that I know will come back to me later. So even when in the brick and mortar with other retailer, he knew about inventory. He knew the value of inventory and having it. So then you have a slow week, but then when that summer comes, you ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's happening now with me. It's like I understand, like I can invest on some overseas merchandise but I know the value of what my customers want. So knowing that what your customers want and what's working, you can save the inventory, man, and you make them invest. So now as an artist, I'm looking at everything as an investment. You know what I'm saying? So when I buy this shirt and I put my skills in it and sew it together, I know when I sell it, it's going to bring back this amount of money. And the whole time I'm getting lost in creating and enjoying creating art. But then I sit back like, yo, I'm creating this, but this is going to bring this. And it might not come today, but
it's going to come.
It's going to come.
Yeah.
So everything's like an investment now for me. I like to create it, but also I fall into the investing into material products and paying people and looking at the numbers and seeing how it's going to come back later. And that's been a fun journey, man.
Has it been fun? Because I'm going to tell you, the thing that I find most frustrating as someone who's a creative is trying to separate enough time to create versus like running the business, right? So I got all these inquiries from people, orders you got to fulfill, that kind of stuff, right? So you got to do the business. But also, like, you need space and time to like create. And sometimes the time that I carve out for myself to create, I don't, because creation can sometimes be a feeling. Like, I don't feel it today. Like, the juice ain't with me today. I ain't got it. Like, I carved out Wednesday afternoon. I said from this time to this time, I was going to sit and think of a new room or a new whatever. And that Wednesday came and I'm like,
the creative juices might not be flowing that day.
Yeah. It's definitely, it's a workout. It's a workout and it's a regimen.
Okay.
And sometimes, like, I can't drop the ball. Like, I've been blessed to be able to hire someone now to help me out, so I can be in more places than one time.
Okay.
And that's been hard because I was doing everything by myself. I can go there, Then I got sick, man. I got sick because I was doing too much. You know what I'm saying? I was doing too much, and God would knock you down when you're doing too much. You know? So I needed space. I needed time to manage and bring other people on. So that was another investment. I had to pay somebody that can take some of the weight off of me, so I'll have time to create. And do that. And you're not going to meet all your deadlines. But you're progressing to meet them all. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do. And it's like I said, when I say fun is not always fun. This is like fun symbolizes the process of everything. You know what I'm saying? But if it's something I love and something I'm passionate about, I'm not going to let it go. So I'll take those ups and downs because at the same time taking the ups and downs, I'm still going higher. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like and
paying somebody might actually, so if you're listening to this, paying somebody actually might be the way too. Because sometimes you look at your spreadsheet and you're like, well, I'm not really making enough to pay me and somebody else, but paying somebody else frees you up to be able to create, which then will will bring you in extra money. So you, like Bryan said, you got to look at everything like an investment.
Yes. And
you got to invest in your time so you can get it back. Okay, so the next question up on my list is money versus art. So I know some people have a hard time, like, so your art, the type of art you do, I love it, right? I am a big fan. And I would love to see your art be done like, you know how you ever been to a wedding and people draw like caricatures? I would love to see that and would pay for that. Like, as a bride, I'm not a bride, I've been married, but if I was a bride, I would pay to see that kind of art done live, even as like a quick sketch. Some artists have issues being able to do that because, like, my art is worth more than a quick. How do you feel about that?
I don't do that kind of art. So like your value of your art in different places.
The value of your art versus
it's
being able to bring money in.
Some artists, I mean, that's their niche. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. I've tried to do live paintings at hip hop shows and things like that. It's a feeling. So it's like the vibe ain't right. I'm not gonna finish this piece. So I kind of stop myself doing it. Like I'm making a fool of myself. Like I'm going there. I'm like, I'm feeling the energy. I'm ready to knock this shit. Oh, I'm feeling the music. Oh, I'm gonna go off the vibe of the music. All this is happening, and I'm going there. So it's a good marketing way to get your art out there in the community too. So I'm painting this picture. I'm like, I ain't gonna finish this shit by the time this thing over. So I was doing too much, man. I was like,
setting yourself up.
I'm glad you talked about it.
And but see the thing about it, I would have my merchandise there though. So like I had the plan. I'm gonna paint my stuff. People gonna like it and buy my stuff right on the spot. But if you're watching me, you're like, he ain't gonna finish this piece in time. And I'm like, you're right, I ain't. So
don't let 3 people come to the table trying to buy merch. They're just stopping you in the middle of the work.
Too. So I'm trying to sell my work and they're trying to buy my shirt.
Hold on, let me put this pencil down.
So it's like when that was happening, like I was just trying to do too much. I had a good idea, but it was draining. And half the time I take the piece home and it wouldn't even finish. I paint over top and like that was a waste of my time. You know what I'm saying? So that wasn't my niche.
But it's good to talk about because some people you have to be able to harness your creative energy. And if you can't, like, if you need your time and space, that might not be the niche for you.
You gotta know where to place your stuff at. You know what I'm saying? Like, every audience is not your audience. And that's what some artists need to realize, because I have friends that can do that and kill it. I have friends that put on shows, like, they like shit on fire, all kind of stuff. Like,
oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I just want to put on some good R&B music, some real, and that's like take my time. Like, I'll come back to it. Like, when you're in the atmosphere, everybody, he painting. Like, I feel the energy, but some artists have different niches and different pockets they can get into.
And that's not your pocket. Cool.
Nah, that ain't my pocket.
Got it.
Gotcha.
Check mark on it, and I hear you with it. And as I was telling Kaylin, I've been thinking about putting on like a a class, if you will, to teach people a workshop to teach people how to make my room. Yeah. And I am a little stage frightened about idea of not sharing, because I don't mind sharing, because every piece you create is different. I mean, even though I try to create that same room over and over again, it's never 100% the same, because every piece is different. The way you mold the flowers, this, that, and third. So having 12 people, showing them how to do it, I'm a little gun shy, because I'm like, what if the juices ain't flowing that day? You know what I'm saying? And trying to help them create their own piece of art, almost like those paint and sips. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. And I'm on that too. I got invited so many times. You still sip paint? You just it wasn't my thing.
It's not your thing,
because like you said, sometimes how you're intimate about your project and your process of what you do at that time, you're your best audience at that time. So it's like when someone else is, you got it's the demand, so they pulling on you now. Like, he gotta show me how to do this. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? You can't be done, because they gotta get to the end.
They gotta finish.
And it might hit differently on certain days. So I
might have to try like a test run with like a few people.
Or a video, you can record yourself. Yeah, you can do that, and then you already have it done up. Like,
already have it done.
Yeah, so
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Kaylin, you gonna go, because I got 12 more if you don't.
Well, yeah. So I definitely got some questions that he's tapped into, but when you get into, like, so we've talked about, like, selling your artwork, creating clothing, possible paint and sip, doing live shows, the characters, and you've seen them at like Six Flags, all those people, like, so I like them. So I love them too. They vicious. Yeah. So like you say, if I found one, well, we actually got one right out here, and I think she got the artist. I think you recommended somebody to my wife.
If I can't do it, I got to point out, like, I can't do it, but they do. They can do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good network of people.
So like, what other lanes is it for artists to tap into? Because again, there's so many people out there that are good at just doing art. And they might not know what their niche is, what their lane is, but they're listening to this, trying to figure out, well, what can I do with my art? What other lanes is it?
It's a lot of curation going on now. So it's like a lot of people can curate. Like, it's people with ideas, and they like to create as well, but you can create different. Like, you don't got to paint the painting. You don't got to do the digital design. You can find the venue for the artist to live, to the artist to thrive. And that's what I see now in the city. It's like a lot of people are finding these spaces for artists to make that money, and they're building these platforms for artists to set up their table and get an influx of people coming in to support this artist. So you can be an artist with crazy dope stuff, but not have people come in and buy your stuff. And that's what's hard. But you have these creatives, these people that can turn keys, that can open up doors, that can tell you, come set up here, we have a show here. And when you do that, it's like, that's art to me, because that fuels the artist. It fuels the creative person to get the money in, because everyone doesn't have a storefront, everyone doesn't have a web presence, but they want to get their stuff out there, and they want to tell their stories through their art. So you got people that can be curators of art, they can turn keys. You got people that can send emails very well. Some artists don't answer emails. They don't answer their phone. They don't know how to market. You got people that can send emails, that can track stuff. You got people that can do your budget sheets. You got people that, so that's art to me, because it's creative. You're taking this person, all these ideas and these plans they have, and you're organizing that. So you got people that can do that, man, that other artists can do that. You got people that know how to set up a table. That's, and make it look nice. That's art,
and that becomes your niche.
You
got like
people,
that. I like
you got people that can be a receptionist when you come into the gallery. They tell you this is that. You got people who can tell you no and yes on stuff. Like, that doesn't look right. That's art to me, because it creates balance. It lets the person know everything you do is not right. You know what I'm saying? You can fix this and fix that. So it's other things like that the artists can do.
Right. One that I see, or that I've seen, and I think because I kind of brand myself into digital art, like graphic digital arts, because of doing invitations and stuff. So you get into typography and all that kind of stuff. I see a lot of artists who end up working with brands. So brands and then stores to do, like, you know, the stores have the big dumb displays. It's like an art piece, you know what I'm saying? And so they pay an artist to come in before they open and just knock out their logo or some beautiful mural on a wall behind the cash register. Or like, I see a lot of like chalk artists now. Like that's a thing where they like just draw whatever. You know?
The muralists are really big in the city of Baltimore as well, because like they beautify the city in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So and they get. Some of them get nice.
So you get paid for that?
Yeah, they get some nice money.
Yeah.
And that's community outreach too. They would go to some neighbors or people's houses and they'd be like, hey, you got this empty building here. Can I paint on the side of it? And they get these budgets, they get these contracts, they get these grants to do these buildings, and they get it in. Like I've documented muralists do their thing, and the process of them doing, like, they think in big scales. You know what I'm saying? So artists can do that, and artists can also finish the work of muralists. So a muralist will actually project on the wall, and they can get youth groups, young and old, to come in and just do the fill-ins and paint.
That's
and get paid. That's like a lot of youth jobs in the city now are through muralists and you know, youth summer programs. The kids will come and paint murals in schools, outside. Yeah.
I've actually seen that in person like a month ago, driving home through Old Town Alexandria. It's like a school, I guess you can say, but it's like you've been in Old Town Alexandria, so it's like real city vibe-ish. And you're driving through, and I seen like a group of kids. It was like 7 to 8 kids, young kids, and they were literally out there painting. And I was stopped at red light, and I was like, I didn't know what they were doing specifically, but I'm sure it's something along the lines of what you're saying.
Yeah, it's creating a lot of jobs in the city, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I used to work at DC Public Schools. I was a contracting officer there, and there was one muralist. He went to a school, sold an idea of a mural to a principal, right? Like this big, and it was very personal to that school, and he got it done. I saw that muralist. There's 118 schools in DC Public Schools. I saw that muralist at least 50 more times before I left, because after that principal got it done, another principal got it done. And these were not small jobs. Like he was making money getting these murals done.
It's a chain reaction, man. And then people buy, like now you have corporations buying into these different brands. Like a friend of mine, she just did a piece. She's a muralist. She did a piece for Doritos. So now she has displays in markets all over like it's funny because a lot of influencers, they buy into art and it's needed, like brands. It's like,
I say, have y'all seen the ones? They're everywhere out in LA, but it's like I know they've gotten paid after listening to this. All the murals of Nipsey Hussle, like out there in LA, and it's like several of them out there, but they look so tight, on like different brick walls and stuff.
Speaking of collaboration with brands, somebody I know,
this is a nice transition,
has a collaboration with bands. Now I don't know a whole lot about it.
That's a stream.
That's a stream. That's a stream collaboration.
It was
not an easy stream.
Yes, let's talk about it.
It was passion, man. It's like I like wearing bands.
Okay.
End of the story. Like when I was in my building, you know, I'm in a different building now. So in my previous building, when I was in there, I would wear Vans all the time. That was my shooting. I would go to mall and buy 2 pair of Vans. I didn't care what color. They were slick, I'm wearing them. So I like Vans. It was like my go-to artist shoe in a sense. So I was wearing them all in the studio, and I was in there with people who wore very expensive shoes.
Yes.
So a lot of times we would have these debates, and I tell you no lie, it was one week, in April, they were like, yo, all you do is wear Vans. You Luther Vandross. You boom. They was going in on my Vans or whatever. I'm like, that's cool, it's whatever. Whole time, Vans was looking for collaborations with artists because they was trying to help them during COVID times. We were heavy in COVID. So they were trying to support black businesses that were infected by COVID. And as a means, you get to design up to 1,000 pair of shoes and 250 shirts. Oh, that's cool. I actually let it float around. Like, I ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna do it. I did that. I pushed to the side. Then I kept my friends, you should do this. Yeah. You should do this. This is all in my inbox. I did it. So I applied for it. I did a video of me with Vans, and I showed them my business, a nice video of what I do, and things like that. And what happened is, a week or 2 weeks later, I got a phone call, and I don't normally answer my phone sometimes. The thing said California.
And you was like, that's spam.
Yeah, but it said California. So let me answer the phone this time, and it was a woman named Megan telling me, we want to partner with you in your business to do a collaboration with Vans. I'm like, okay. I was all calm about it.
As soon as you hang up that phone.
Yeah, she was like, so we need a design by Thursday. It's like 2 days to do a design. I'm like, oh, no problem. I got tons of characters. I got characters out
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. I was happy as shit. So then I was like, all right, hung the phone up. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna send you an email with all the logistics and do. All right, cool. Hung the phone up. A couple of days later, I told one of my friends that was talking about the Luther Vandross shit. I was like, yeah, I'm about to do this partnership with Vans. Like, oh yeah, for real. Boom, boom, boom. The Vans, it happened. I did it. It was good energy. I was coming back on the plane. I seen the people posting their shoes. It was like, oh my God, this is amazing. It was just a good feeling. So I designed a shoe called Young Dreamers. And it was basically, it reflected me as a child, 8 years old, and just thinking these ideas and these concepts I wanted to do as an adult. And it was showing the road homes of Baltimore, how I grew up, and all these concepts that was coming out of his head, and these ideas, just the beat of the city of Baltimore is what I wanted to show in the shoe. And it was all on the idea of like a Nina Simone, like, oh, Baltimore, anyhow. That's the heartbeat of a city and the ambition of a young man trying to be an artist. So I put that all into my shoe, and I called them Young Dreamers, and it had the option to put words on the back. I put create every day. That's my motto as an artist, to do that. That's my regiment. I put them on the shoes. People loved them. It was inspiring to me. They started making shoes that look better than my shoes. So now I'm backtracking. Let me make me some different ones. And I had a couple of networking parties. People came out with their Vans. Just so much energy, and they was posting their pictures, and it was like so inspiring to me and other people just to keep on going. And it's been a blessing just doing something you love and just wearing shoes. And the opportunity came, and people teased me a week ago, and then here you go later. I'm got a whole deal with them now, so the joke was on them. And then they buy my shoes now. Let me get two better than the ones you got. It's been a whole different vibe since then, man. Very humbling experience.
By the way, Stream Chasers, I don't know if you can see, but this is a pair right here. And the cool thing about the shoe that Bryan didn't mention, so this is his design of the city of Baltimore. But you can create your own shoe. So I chose this color scheme. And I know Candace's husband has a pair.
He's got black and yellow.
Yeah, like black, but and my wife has a pair of green and purple.
People
so you can
crazy,
do your own thing. So like that's the cool thing.
Yeah, man. And it's like it's just a step, man, in my journey that I value so much.
So like when you have that deal with a big brand like that, because I think at one point, I mean, a lot of business owners would love to get a deal with a big brand.
I want more.
One time we talked about a distribution deal for Pretty Prince with like
Michael's,
Joanne Fabrics, and all that type of stuff. But it's like, what does that pay structure look like? Like, in terms of
it was a cut.
Are they trying to take all the profits?
No, so it was the net proceeds. So I got a certain percentage of net proceeds.
Okay.
And I did no legwork. Besides me drawing the piece, I just sat there. I just sat there and watched it happen.
Watch the sales go.
And they launched it, and they would give me updates every week on what was selling. And I was questioning them, like, what do you mean what was selling? I'm tracking it through Instagram pictures and shit. Like, I'm seeing people put stuff there. So it's like, I'm trying to track it the best way I can. And I'm going back and forth with emails, and I'm tracking these numbers, man. The only thing about it is they cut that thing too short, bro. I wanted to ride this for the rest of my life.
How long was it?
So I got in. The partnership started in April. April. It probably ran a little more than a month.
Okay.
So all that net proceeds happened in that little bit of time. And I had another friend in DC who had the same project, and she had it way longer than me. So I was kind of in my feelings about like, I want this to run a little bit longer. Okay. And so it kind of hurt me a little bit because I wanted to do a whole marketing campaign. I was going to bust their heads wide open.
So that's where I was just about to go. Like, because like, when did you, or how long did you market it? Before the drop happened.
It was weird because honestly, they didn't want you to do too much stuff. It was almost like they had me in their sponsorship, so they would run the ads for me. So all I could do was see what they did and just share it. So the bunch of
because they wanted some control over it.
They had control. So there's a bunch of sharing going on, and then once they said, Bryan, on this date, people can buy them on this date. So once that date hit, it launched and people started buying them, and I was like, that's gonna be crazy. It's like nationwide. So I'm like, oh, this is crazy. So I just watched that happen, and then they didn't give you a deadline either. So it's like, well, shit. It can go for 4 months. I'm good with this.
Okay.
Then I got a random email. I was like, we're going to stop it today. Like, what the hell? So at this point, I'm going to overdrive. Like, I got to hurry. I got to go. I got to buy. Get them down. But the one setback was if I got those shoes and had another month, oh my God, it would have been crazy because I would have had a whole video film done with them and everything. And the demand for it stayed there. So what happened is I got a little smart. So I was buying, this is an investment. I bought about 15 pairs just to have in my shop. So I already had bought pair ready to, if something was to stop, I would have them on deck in the shop. I wish I would have bought more. Okay. I should have bought 100 of them motherfuckers. Okay. So I did that, sold all of them in my shop, and the demand kept coming for them. Okay. So now I still make them. Okay. I just raised my price on them, and people still buy them.
So you make them now?
I still make. I go right to the same template, put my art on there. They stay. I got to order pair tonight.
Right, because you can just upload it onto the artwork, and I still make custom.
It. Yeah, I still make it, and that's where I'm at with it. Like it's still a demand for my shop now. I bought 10 more. I have 3 pair in my shop right now, so it's still people are still buying into them. Okay, man. And now I can do marketing for them, but it's like but the net proceeds is different because I got to up the price. Right. So with that happening, like. It's a process of 3 to 5 weeks now. Okay. To get them. I don't like that. Okay. So I mean, I'm still in talks with them, trying to like get a deal with them. I'm like, yo, I'm here. I want to keep on going with y'all. So God willing, that could happen. Okay. Because I mean, I'm trying to do an animation project, and I think something's going to happen again with them. I'm not giving up on it.
I feel it.
That's tight. That's tight.
I love it.
And then every time I post a picture, it's still like paid partnership with Vans, so that's a good look.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
So here we go. Next question. Original prints. I, as a budding art purchaser, they call it. There's a name for art purchaser.
That sounds good.
I like it.
I like it.
Okay. So I like to buy art. I want to buy more art for my home. I, though, value original prints over digital like prints. So I find that they're hard to come by. Like artists don't have like release dates for prints. You know what I'm saying? You make one. So you made this thing.
I'll make a bunch.
Oh, you make a bunch. Okay. So I know that some people just kind of make one and then they do digital prints after that.
It depends who the artist is, because like some artists do make one print and they sign it and like this is the print.
This is it. Yeah.
And they can up the price with that. With me, because I do pop, I like to have a lot of prints. Okay. So I kind of keep a lot, and like my go-to is $20 for a print. Now, original print, and digital print.
Original canvas, like your original.
Oh, you're talking about original painting.
That's what I mean. Your original painting.
I got like original print and a digital print.
Look at me. I'm using the wrong terminology. I mean original.
We're getting educated.
Yes, we are getting educated. I mean the original creation. Yes. The print.
Yes. Now
y'all ain't got a release date, and so how do I get in line to be the one to buy your original?
You got to follow artists. You know what I'm saying? This is what I learned though. Most buyers of art, they form a relationship with the artist. Like they catch them while they're going this way. You know what I'm saying? And they get them down here first. You know what I'm saying? Because once the artists get up here, it's like their price gonna go up. Yeah. When they start getting these other deals and these partnerships and these other organizations, but like their price is gonna be crazy. Yeah. So you got to get that artist while they're still going through their process. You know what I'm saying? So you be that friend. You have conversations. You see where they're coming from. Y'all go to eat. You know, y'all hang out. Y'all cool. Like, oh, I like his work. You go meet him at community events. You do all that stuff. And you build this relationship with him, and then you see what he's working on. Because sometimes artists share their process. They share their pieces. Yeah. And you can get it then. And like, oh, that's the original I want. Yeah. I sold some pieces earlier. I shouldn't have sold that one. You know what I'm saying?
Because I follow a few artists on Instagram. You and a few others that I really like, and it's like every time I go to get an original canvas, it's gone before I can even it's like almost as soon as they post it. Yeah, I be like, they ain't got drop dates like Jordan's. I'm trying to figure out how I get in line.
Well, the artist drop date, I guess, is a gallery show, but sometimes people do visits to the artist's studio while they're creating stuff, so they get the insight on like, oh, this is your piece you're working on.
And some artists, some
artists that's dope. Like they would have tons of paintings just sitting in corners. Yeah. And so when I had all my work at my place where I stay, people would come there and dig through my stuff and find stuff in the back. Okay. And buy it. And I was like, oh, you like that one? How you felt about your stuff? Like, I don't even like this one, but other people like it. Okay. I had pieces I was ready to paint over and like, I'm done with this. And people saw it, the process on my Instagram post, and they bought it before I was even done. It's like, I just want it because I like what it is. I was going to paint over the whole piece and like. Okay.
All right.
So that's a good way. Yeah, that's a good way to get them. You even got art shows, or you can.
I'm gonna do some art shows, some galleries,
or visit that studio.
Make some friendships. Give me some original pieces for my home.
Right. So I'm gonna take a different twist on what Candace. So Candace is looking at art to beautify her home.
And as an investment.
So I'm looking at it for an investment.
Yeah. I'm trying to be a mini Jay-Z.
I'm not looking at it to beautify my home. But I'm looking at it to buy your paint and flip it.
And you know what? People do that.
Okay.
And that's why I was pissed off.
Is that really like good ethics? Or it don't matter.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
Look, because I buy artist stuff. Like what I want to do now, like where I stay, I want other artists working my spot. And I leave all my work out there in my studio or in my shop. And someone bought my piece, the one I didn't want to sell. It's called Crucifixion of Donnell.
I know that piece. And
they bought that piece. This is a buyer. He knows good art. He bought the piece. I heard him in a talk not too long ago. He told me, yeah, how you're talking right now, they are investments. He's like, yeah, you gotta get the artists when they're going like this. So the whole time,
he's like, he got you.
Yes, he's like, he didn't get me, yo, but
I mean, yeah,
but I know what piece you're talking about, and that's gonna be like a signature piece as you go.
And
this
you can't
way,
make it again. You can't make it.
That's gonna be a signature piece. That's gonna be the one. That's gonna be like the B-Rob piece.
Yo, it's a dope one. I got some more. I got more.
You do.
But I'm there watching his ass talk that night, yo. I'm like, so you must have got me on the rise, huh? Yeah. So I'm just gonna say, like, yeah, he's like, and then I buy him, I can flip him. What you just said.
Yeah.
I said, this motherfucker, he might just buy my art and flip it.
Because that's all, I mean, that's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah. So you can do that, man. It's all about, I don't know. I haven't seen people reselling people art like that, but obviously people are doing it.
So I'm about to say, go ahead.
Oh, because I got a friend that just was literally posting this stuff.
I ain't selling you none of my art, bro.
The other day.
Yo, you got a whole plan going on right now.
No, I mean, because I'm about multiple streams, and I see opportunities. I see opportunities. So I got somebody that I was, like I said, I went to school with him. I had no clue he's into art. I don't even know if he's really into art, but he sees money.
Yeah.
And he had like an Instagram story, and he had like a wall, a room like this, and he's showing all these little art pieces. And then he made like a little caption. It was like, all together, these might have cost me like $3,000. Then he had this website up, and I tried to screenshot, but it was too blurry, so I could really get the website. Yeah. And then it was this website where everybody was selling their art, and then or whatever. But then it had like the value of like this art
pieces,
and that joint was like $55,000 off a purchase. All this artwork, but I was like, that needs to be my move.
It can be, man. Like people know you got some collectors, man. When I was in brick and mortar. It was a collector that came there. I wasn't there that day. I was being an artist, not being in the right spot where I was supposed to be at. But someone else was there, and they couldn't sell my artwork the way I could. And I have a suitcase when I first started. I have a suitcase that I painted on, that I had all my stuff. When I started, I had all my work inside one suitcase. So that was my piece I had in my shop as like a staple piece in the window. White guy came in there, and the guy that was in the shop at the time, he was asking about my artwork, whatever. And they put him on FaceTime. Like, yeah, here's the artist right here. I'm on FaceTime. Hey, he's probably home playing a video game. Hey, what's going on? And the guy name is John, too. He's a collector, man. So he was trying to buy my suitcase, and I didn't have a price for it. I did not have a price for it. I didn't want to sell it, really. And they would talk like, yeah. It's like, I told him like $2,000. I was like, no, I ain't going to sell it. The guy, he's like, why you ain't trying to sell it? The guy had left, but he was inquiring about it. Yeah. So he kind of threw out a price. I don't know why he did that, but I was like, no, I wouldn't sell it for no $2,000. Like, you wouldn't sell it for $2,000? I told my mother about it. Well, you ain't gonna sell that thing for $2,000. I was like, nah. But I went home and looked at that guy's page. This guy collects like major artists' work, so it was actually a compliment for him to want to buy my thing, man. I look at he had artists that are like, shit, he got his art. So it's like, yeah, and he still follows me too. So that's what he's doing. He's doing that thing. He's following the artists and seeing what they're doing,
seeing how he can get in.
Yeah. So and then I tried to backtrack at one point, like, yeah, I got some more suitcases.
He's like, I want that one.
Yeah. So he still following me, whatever. But just looking at his body of work, he's a collector. Yeah. And he goes around. He goes to pop-ups. He goes to different exhibitions. He meets artists and talks to them. He develops relationships, and he collects their art.
Yeah,
that's the word I was looking for. Collector.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of them out there, and they actually have meetings. Like they have collectors meet up.
And like, no. But it's like, I imagine they will, because like the rich stay rich. You know what I'm saying? And it's always like a secret group or a club that it's like only they get invited to. I mean, I just assume that, but I'm pretty sure I'm not far off. But it's like when you think about like the Jay-Z and his lyric, like the 444 album, when he talks about like he bought some artwork for $1 million. 1 year later, it's worth $3 million. 3 years later, it's worth $8 million. And then he says, "I can't wait to give this to my children." And it's like he like has already set his family. I mean, his family's already good. good. But just do art pieces.
Why can't I have it?
His kids is good just from buying art. One art painting.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's a thing.
So let me ask you this, because we briefly talked about this before this interview. Who is out here evaluating the art? Like, how does the art get? I mean,
yes, because that's what I don't be understanding.
Set the original price, right? So you sold the Crucifixion of Donnell, right? And fine, you said you sold it for, let's say, $300. Now today, somebody's saying this painting is worth $3,000. But how does that happen? Like, who is out here? Who's the secret meeting determining that this painting is worth $3,000? I'm
gonna be at all the meetings. Like, I'm a buyer too, but I'm also an artist. So.
But I guess it's like the popularity of the artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's that. Like, people really, they be locking in and they see you in the internet. You can look and see what they're doing. So I think I don't know, y'all. I don't know where they're meeting at, but I need to find it so I can know. Yeah, and I'm gonna start raising everything up. Like,
I just need to know how. I wonder how it's valuated in that, like, you know, because like he said, he went for a piece that was $1 million to $3 million to $8 million, and it's like, now who's out here determining?
Well, that probably was some Basquiat. You know what I'm saying? That was probably some. I'm
sure it was, but like, who? And obviously, we always know that artists' work is more after they pass away. That's just a thing. But like, who's out here determining the? I'm dead. I'm not doing this now. Who's out here determining the value of these paintings? And I know that the value goes up because, to be honest, right, you're one person. The creative juice is coming from you. And no matter how you, even if you tried to teach this, you can't. It's like, it's your sauce. It is
I think
what
that's what it is. Like, I think artists cuss off. Like, they do it, and it's their art. That's what they do.
And it's a scarce resource. Yeah, you got 2 hands, and you can only paint but so much, right? So at the end of the day, that's why the paintings go up in value, because there's only so much Bryan's gonna be able to produce. But who is out here setting the valuations?
Right.
That's what I need to know.
Auctioners are probably. I don't know.
I guess so.
Yeah, because they find some stuff. Some people, they know how to, like, gallery people and curators, they know how to price art. And there's some people you probably can talk to, like some curators. They can tell you, like, this piece, like this piece right here, because I've learned some things about different canvases. Like, you got gallery canvases, which are thick, and you got the cheaper ones, which are like not as thick. But then it's also about who this person is. Like, I can paint on a napkin and frame it up. Yeah. And you'd be like, yo, did you get that napkin that he did? Yeah. Because people put value in some weird things, and it's like, you'd be surprised. It's sometimes not about the medium of what they're painting. No, it's about
who they are,
and why do they do it? Yeah. What does it mean? What story is it telling? And
now, you know something, and
I'm Googling it.
This is just something that comes to my mind when you talk about how the artwork is worth more when the artist is dead or passed. I guess it's a thing for artists. They need to, and I don't know the correct word, but I guess they need to make sure that that stuff is protected. Because what if you do pass and you got all this room full of art and you have kids or you know, like I guess like putting that in your will and stuff like this. But it's like, it's a real deep thing now that I'm thinking about it, because you can be sitting in your closet $1 million and people are like, well, I'm about to sell that, but it's like, do you own his art? You know,
some people have estates, man. It was it's somebody in Baltimore. It's an artist, and he just passed away not too long ago. His wife was basically getting rid of all his art, and a friend of mine bought some of his pieces, and he's the man. So that's the opportunity. That's like what's happening is people have art and don't know what it is. And he was one of the artists that didn't even put it out there like that. Like he had so many like intimate pieces that was like he didn't take it. He wasn't a community. He wasn't going to the community saying this is all my art, this is all my stuff. He was just creating it. That's what he was just lost in his moment, and then the value of it was probably people. It's like, yo, where is he? He's let me see what he got. And you find these classic pieces that his wife was basically selling, probably for very, very low prices.
Hell yeah!
And you get one of them pieces, and then you're like, oh, that's that artist. He did that, and he was very influential in like a whole bunch of movements back in the day. And I didn't even know that. That was the person that bought the piece telling me about. Oh, really? It's like, it's like, Bryan, you should reach out to him and see if you can get some of these pieces, or see, you know, how you can use it. Because they were trying to get me to get his pieces to put in my shop. And I haven't reached out to them yet, but I need to, because there's probably a lot of pieces left.
Oh yeah.
And that's what can happen. You have in your gallery show, and people are like, oh, that's him? Oh, how much is that piece? And you put that price on it, and some collector will come get it and say, I got one of those pieces from that Baltimore artist that had something to do with that civil rights movement back in the day. So like, you'd be surprised the history that be behind stuff. Like, I can have a piece and it's like, oh, he did that piece during the Freddie Gray uprising, you know what I'm saying, Baltimore. And that piece now, that was the sign of the times. So when you got those pieces that are iconic and tell the stories of the time, because Emory Douglas, one of my favorite artists, he's the guy who created the Black Panther illustrations and the Black Panther logo. He came to my spot and he saw my work. And like his work is going to tell the story of what was happening during that whole movement. Mm-hmm. So you reach that man and you see him doing some stuff. He might have a throwaway button he's getting rid of. And those things
I'm buying that.
Yeah, button. And those things are what's in the museum now in DC. Like buttons, old buttons and stuff. Stuff you thought was just like nothing back then are now collector's pieces that tell the story of the times. And that's how that value goes up in it. Yeah,
gotcha. And this is why I want to buy original canvases. I mean, the prints are nice. The prints are for beautification, right? That's how I feel. So, like, I have in my bathroom, I got a print of Frida Kahlo, right? It's just a print. It's cute. I liked it. Somebody did. It's like a line drawing. I love it. Fine, one continuous line. But that's for the bathroom because it's for the bathroom. But in my home, like out and about, I need me some original canvases that's above children's fingerprints. All of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. I'm even gonna get, like, you know how you walk through like the MGM, like some really expensive hotels, and they have like the acrylic covers on them, so you can't touch it. No dust. This is what I'm trying to create, Kayla. Yeah, I'm trying to multiple stream over here.
Same here. Same here. Same here.
Oh, we've learned so much. Oh, do you want to ask about the NFTs?
Yes, I do.
Here we go.
The thing is, I don't know much about NFTs, so I don't even know
how to ask
the correct way to pose the question.
You gotta act like you do. That's what. Hey, you got. This is how it starts. Hey, you into that NFT? That's how all the conversations start. Like, what the fuck?
Let me tell you what we know about NFTs. Okay. Because we briefly discussed it. Okay.
And I'm gonna give my debate,
and then you give your piece on it. So what we briefly discussed about NFTs is that they stand for
non-fungible tokens.
Okay. So that's what they stand for, but what they're supposed to be, I think, is a way for people to buy and sell and trade digital art, right? I think, at least that's the way I've seen it. With crypto. Apparently it happens with crypto. So I think of it just like the way that you buy a Mona Lisa today. You buy a physical Mona Lisa and then the value goes up. If you are the type of artist that only creates digital art, right? I can buy your Mona Lisa, your crucifixion of Donnell that was only graphic done, and now I own it with crypto as an NFT. I think that's what I understand. That's it.
And it's like a trend that if you're not on the wave, you're missing out. Because that's what the world and society is making us believe, that you got to be on NFTs.
Yeah, we're going to start buying homes with NFTs and stuff.
That's what
I got this little gorilla. Can I buy a car with gorilla?
And the gorilla like worth $1 billion.
Right, like so my phone here, this right here.
So from an artist standpoint, because you probably see it from a different view from our eyes.
I do.
Okay, tell me about it.
I think it's slavery of artists, bro. I think it's somebody trying to buy an artist piece and then just keep taking it from plantation to plantation to plantation to plantation. People. That's how people approach me. Hey, I get all kinds. You should do an NFT? Question mark. You do NFTs? Question mark. Like NFT? Question mark. The guy came in my shop. Hey, I'm gonna have a meeting with you. I'm gonna sit down and talk to you for a while. We sat down, kind of like you are right there. So, what you know about the NFT thing? So it's like they come to you as an artist because they're trying to buy into something, thinking like, oh, he's an artist I know. He can make an NFT. He'll just keep making one. I'll get it early, and I'll buy his NFT, and I'll be able to send it to there, and I'll say I own his NFT, and then I'll sell it there.
Like a slave.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say. So it's a whole bunch of taking that piece and showing like, I own this piece. Look at my piece. Buy into it. It's $50. And I heard.
Oh, people can buy into the pieces of NFT?
Yeah, you buy some. It's not like you can keep selling it.
Okay.
To people like, so for instance, if I do Crucifixion Donnell as an NFT,
okay,
and I say my price is $50,000,
okay, you
can buy that and then sell it for another price.
Okay.
So you can go higher than what you already bought from me from. So this is the slavery right here.
Right.
So if I say you can have my NFT, now I own your NFT, and then you sell it for $10,000, and someone else sell it for $20,000. But I heard every time it moves, you get a percentage of that.
Oh, really?
And then I get a small percentage.
Oh, okay.
The creator.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
The one who helping everybody else make millions.
Oh, okay.
So I keep getting this small percentage. So it's like you can sell it for $8 billion.
Yeah.
And I just get that small. I want the $8 billion one. I want the 10. I want all the different.
All of it.
But that's why I don't understand.
So let me challenge you on that and ask, how is that different from the fact that you already sold the Crucifixion of Donnell, right?
It's like you like, because so you sold it, but I'm not. It's like it's yours. Like that's your baby.
But it's your baby. You're hoping that the person who buys it,
I would hope that
they are treating it as if like a collector.
I would hope
as
so.
Opposed to
don't sell to me.
I
would hope so.
Said, don't sell to him. But either way, right? Because you're hoping that the person buys it, loves it as a piece of art, you know, as opposed to NFTs seem to be specifically about the money. You know what I mean? Like people are just buying it specifically for the flipping. Piece. That's the difference.
It's almost like I'm gonna keep flipping it. And then one time I was like, that's my piece. Oh, thank you. Hang on your wall. Like, I'm gonna sell this shit. I'm gonna sell it whether you know it or not. Like, okay, cool.
Okay,
but
I see. The intention is different.
Yeah, it's a different intention. It's like it's trendy. It's like
and trendy stuff feels weird.
I don't like that, yo. I don't like that, yo.
Usually phases out.
Yeah, and it's like then you got the people that's making all the money that's showing them off the most. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm not paying $50,000 to see a cartoon monkey. You know how many cartoons I can draw in 1 hour, yo? Yeah. I could say enjoy you about 100 cartoons in 1 hour.
Yeah.
And say NFT, and I can Photoshop it up.
Yeah.
I can do a whole day of just NFT drawings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen people so I don't know how these, I guess, whatever. I've seen things come across like my Instagram where people will create basically almost like your Black Genius art show line, like a line of coherent characters that go together and be campaign. Like these NFTs, and they'll like drop one every Monday or whatever.
You like the drops though, so you should get
I don't, right? But I'm not
now you know when them drops gonna happen.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do cryptocurrency because every day I get an update from Cash App on how crypto going up and down and up and down and around the corner. And I'm like, this sounds crazy to me to buy these NFTs in a currency that's not stable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so they build campaigns, I've learned. Because the guy that was talking about NFTs sitting down next to me, he was like, so look, they have campaigns. That's how the campaigns work. You have the Black Genius art, so you can do a whole campaign. Look what you got here. You got a whole campaign going right now. So they build whole web pages around NFTs, like the drops and the different dates. They might have an open mic. We have an open mic, and we're going to do NFTs.
Yeah.
You know, like all this is happening. They building these campaigns around it, but then I'm seeing people printing them out now.
Yeah.
So now you're printing out the NFT that's supposed to be digital.
It's supposed to be digital.
Isn't that the same thing as me creating this piece or a print of it? Like they have a printout, and I took a screenshot of it because I'm gonna make my own fake NFTs. It's a printout of an NFT with a barcode. So I'm like, well, shit. Can I just make fake NFTs all day and say this is fucking it?
Because I don't. The purpose is not to print it. Right?
Why are you printing it? It's a digital
asset.
So now you're saying, and you can have it digital too. Have your own certificate of your slave ownership of the artist.
Not a certificate of your slave ownership.
That's what they kind of did. So what's going to happen? They're going to erase all the records of artists where we can't track our history, and then you NFT owners are going to be like, this is Martha. This is Billy Bob. You know what I'm saying? All our creations gone, yo.
In a way, I originally liked the idea of an NFT because, like, as a person who creates digital art, right? Like, I like the idea of being able for it to be like a piece, right? Rather than, you know, something that, because oftentimes you create digital art and then next thing you know, you see it 12 times over, somebody done copied it, pasted it, whatever. And so I like the idea of it being able to be like almost secure. Like this is almost like my Mona Lisa. There is one Mona Lisa.
Where are you going to secure that though?
I don't know. See, I don't know the answers
to this. In your phone? You going to project it on your walls?
Yeah, I guess because you know, people about to live in the meta. So they're going to have it projected on their meta house wall.
This is my meta bedroom.
Exactly, my meta bedroom with my meta crucifixion of Donnell. Right, and all the things. So I guess that's what they're doing with it. I don't know, but I get it. I get it as an artist. I'm gonna stick to my original art.
I get it as an artist.
Yeah,
I get it.
I get it.
I get it from both sides.
Yeah, I'm not fitting to buy something in crypto. So that's where they turn me off because I'm not gonna do it. Okay. I'm not there yet.
It sounds good, but
I'm not there yet.
Me neither.
I don't believe y'all. I think y'all gonna buy that stuff.
Caitlin will be first. Caitlin will
not an NFT because, like you said, I'm not touching that crypto.
Yeah, I'm not.
But I will buy some for some regular cash.
Yeah,
and hold it and find who I can get to appraise it.
Okay, if I find some spot, I'm gonna let you know, man. Like it's decent.
No, I'm serious. Like that's something I want to get into.
Okay,
I do. I am. So there's a gallery not too far from my house. So I'm gonna have to start looking into that, like the different showings and stuff that happens there. Because I personally am into art. Like there's like I said, a couple artists I follow online. I'm like, I want their print, but every single time they sell a canvas, it be gone overnight. So. And I'd be like, just waiting on Payday. Just waiting on Payday.
I've seen some artist sites. I can put you in contact with some people. There's artists that do these. It's kind of like, not NFTs, but they have sites that's geared around different prints and different things. So they let you know when they're coming out.
Okay.
So you got these different variations of their art.
But I also have a very specific, I've noticed, taste for art. Like my art is geared toward like, and I guess that's why I never found myself going to galleries and showings and stuff, is because my art is very urban art. Like I like urban art, and you don't see that as much in the galleries and stuff.
Yeah, because they have different types of art they put in some galleries. And that's kind of the reason why I want to do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, break that narrative of what a gallery is supposed to be.
What it's supposed to look like. Yeah. So, are you going to open a gallery?
Well, my spot is to me. It is my gallery.
Do you host other artists? I guess is what I'm saying.
That's my whole goal. Like where I'm at now. So I transitioned to my own spot now. I'm in there by myself.
Right.
So I built it as a hub just for that. Like I want my paintings hung up, and I want artists coming there. You want to do a show? I move myself out of the way, and I create that platform for you. Okay. And this month I'm doing one for youth called Young Dreamers, and it's basically youth coming in and showing them that they can hang that work up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It gives them that gallery experience because they probably won't get their work in the gallery until they get older and adult, and by then it'll be the metaverse, so they won't be hanging up at all. So then, it's like I'm trying to create a way to let them know, yo, your stuff can be on walls. Like my stuff didn't get on walls till I was a grown man. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, I didn't have the knowledge of knowing how to create portfolios, how to have all your stuff colored. They told me I was colorblind, all kind of stuff, man. And the same people said I was colorblind. My first show, they put mine by the window because they said, yours is so bright and colorful. It's bringing people in. Yeah. So it just goes, like, kids need that now. They have so many shortcuts with the internet and stuff. So my spot is built for that.
Okay.
It's for that artist that you don't got to try to make it to these galleries where it's hard to get into. You know what I'm saying? Show your work, man. Create your own community to come in and buy your work. And then that's what art is, man. It's not about where you're hanging it at. It's who's coming to see your work and the story you're telling. I can hang it up outside on a tree. Mm-hmm. If it's going to impact a certain crowd and people come see it and it changes somebody's perspective of what art is, and that's what it is. The gallery building a tree.
When is your Young Dreamers deadline situation?
The deadline is March 19th. So the March 19th, I'm actually going to have them come in and meet and greet to show them this is how it's going to look.
Okay.
This is how you can put yourself up. This is what I've done. So I'm giving you an example, not just talking. And meet other artists that have that stuff in galleries, have sold their work, has contracts with major companies and partnerships. So you meet these people that's doing it and not just talking about it. Okay. You're not going to me in galleries and meet artists and see their journey, you know what I'm saying, and meet them in the grassroots where they want to tell this young person to come in and do the same thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
So the 19th is the deadline where they come in and they meet the artists. You can do a drop off. The show is going to be on the 26th of March, and it's going to be an experience. You know what I'm saying? A learning experience as well, because we're going to teach these youth the process. You know what I'm saying? I just come hang your stuff on the table. Nah, you can make a way. You know what I'm saying? You can sell that picture that looks silly and put it on the shirt, put it on the button.
Yeah.
Make it NFT.
Okay. NFT though.
All that.
Okay.
And how
8 to 17.
How can the youth get involved? Like, is there an application? Is there a buy-in?
So I have email. They can shoot the email. We look at samples of their work. A lot of people say, my cousin, my daughter. But sometimes it's like, it gotta be a child that really wants to do it, have that ambition to say, yo, I like art and I want to sell it. I want to know how to put on different things. So like a lot of kids can draw and create, but the mentality of being that kid that wants to take it to another level
is different.
Yeah, it's different. So like they can submit that work. We'll see it. We come and we talk to them. Then you hang it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's about 8 to 17. You gotta have that ambition. You gotta have a body of work too. You know what I'm saying? People send me pictures in my email with line drawings like. That's not helping your child out. But I won't deny them. I'll say you should probably get them to get a book with no lines in it. That's one thing I don't like is a kid that's drawing these pictures in these line books. 'Cause I did that. And I didn't have the knowledge of knowing you gotta have a sketch book. Because them same drawings as a kid, you can bring back as an adult.
Yeah.
Frame them up and paint them. That'd be a classic piece, man. Because most artists, they started out young and then they just adapt their pieces.
Yeah.
And learn from them.
I see a lot of stuff and I think, because you already teach it.
Yeah,
right?
Man, I teach.
But it's like teaching it on your own, like outside of the school system. But it's like, I think it would be tight how you mentioned before on previous episodes, like the contracts with like the schools and stuff like that. Because it's like if he's hosting these things, especially for like the youth, but like tapping into like some after school programs contractually, you know what I'm saying, getting a fixed price every time, but it might look free to the kids. You know what I'm saying? But you getting paid from the school system.
Man. I've done a lot of after school programs. I've seen how it is. They have artists come in their craft, whether you do video, you do arts and craft, you come in and you sign these contracts for $50 an hour and stuff like that. So that's my goal, is to really house that at my spot as well. So at this point now, I don't have anybody give me the money to put it up front, but parents are willing to pay. They see what your vision is, and I'm with that. And I do want to do it free for the kid. That's my goal, but I need that funding to come from up top.
Yeah, you need it from somewhere.
Yeah, then I spread it. But until then, like, we can rock out. And the knowledge they get is going to be priceless.
More than what?
Yeah, because I'm going to give you what you need. And when I teach these kids go in these schools, man, I meet them, they meet me. We have this meet and greet. We see where each other is coming from, and then I keep it real, man. Like I've been in schools where kids are like, you get there all day. You get there all the teachers that piss them off. You get them cursing kids out. You get all this stuff all day. And I come in after school 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, and I meet these kids, sometimes bilingual stuff, like Spanish kids, like kids that don't even speak English, but I meet them and they know who I am, I know who they are, and by the end of the semester, by the end of the program, I can go in the class, lay on the floor, and they already instruct themselves. They already know the formula. So it's like organized chaos right coming in. And we had fun and we create, and we had these final projects. It's like beautiful because these kids have learned from me and they see me as an example of what I love, and they do it. And now sometimes I can sit there and just watch them do what they do. And that's the most beautiful thing. Like the kid that didn't want to create or just sit in the corner and just ignore me the whole time, they become my team leaders. They become the people that in charge of different projects, and I can sit there and watch it happen. And it's so beautiful when the final project is done because you've seen it go from these broken pieces to this solid foundation.
I would, there's a site that I use for my daughter. She goes to an art school, and so that's kind of her lane. But it's called Out of School. And Out of School is basically it's a platform. It came about during the pandemic because kids were out of school. But you as a parent can pay for lessons from art teachers. So I pay for her every Tuesday, even though she goes to an art school. Every Tuesday we take an art lesson where different teachers break down different types of stuff. So the last session, it was 4 classes, 4 Tuesdays. She took was like how to draw manga. And so she's, now during the day she's practicing her manga and all that kind of stuff. And she takes those lessons with her, and then she incorporates her own style on it and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know how much free time you have, but it seems like on the website, the teachers and the instructors, I mean, they have instrument lessons, they've got art lessons, they've got graphic art lessons, they've got all different types of stuff, and it's all hosted like via Zoom or whatever. But it seems like the teachers have freedom to kind of put up whatever they feel like they want to do, and the kids just kind of follow along.
And I like that because that's why I was telling another friend of mine, she was trying to do some classes with me. I'm like, it's like, so I got to learn a curriculum. I'm like, your curriculum is going to be what you enjoy. So once the kids see your passion and what you do, like you can break them. That's why you have musicians come in, you have different artists come in and do different things because that's like they locked in. That's why I like those kind of programs because basically you can create your own means of creating for these kids. But you still have to have a lesson plan.
You still have a lesson plan, right? You got to teach them how to get from A to Z. But as a parent, I'm willing. Like she's interested, so I'm willing to pay for it. You know what I mean? It's like,
and sometimes these incentives are better than the ones that's already in the school systems. Because you can go in these schools and the kids get lost. They get lost as I don't know what. Because sometimes these teachers are locked into the routine of this is what we got to do. This is what we got to do. But you got this artist that's like passionate about what they do. And they see these kids. They see these young dreamers and they lock in. And once you lock in, it's a wrap for me.
I like Out of School. It's a good program.
That's cool. That sounds like a good thing.
That's another stream of income.
It's another stream of income for them. I'm paying for it, but ain't my stream. But anyway, I'm happy to fund someone else's.
So what's next for you, Bryan?
Animation, man. I'm trying to do this animation project called the Mayor of Baltimore. It's an animation project.
Oh, is that an animation project?
Yes, it's an animation project. It's an animation project that embodies the elements of film and animation. So you're taking the people of Baltimore and this culture that we have, and you mix them with these animated characters. So it's going to go nationwide. Kind of give you a whole the Simpsons and Tracy Ullman show, how they started with the sketch comedy, but it gave you a little bit of this Simpsons stuff. And you see what happened to the Simpsons after that. It's like it blew up. People don't know who Tracy Ullman is probably, but the Simpsons show has blown up from the sketch comedy as the main backbone in the small Simpsons piece. So that's how it's built. It's to target the city people and just conversations and these narratives that we all have as a people, you know what I'm saying? Black, white, but it's just incorporating an animated sense. And it's called Mayor of Baltimore because it's so, you think of a mayor, you think somebody that's like powerful and controlling the city, but the people, no matter where you're from, like you make up your city, you know what I'm saying? You make up, who we are. And it comes out, it's going to come out in this animated project. That's what I'm working on now. And that's all I want to do from the beginning. It's just like, in the meantime, all these other streams start to come and I start investing in different things like, oh, let me get some clothes, let me get that. But the whole thing is based off the animation, man.
Nice.
I saw you hosting auditions for that.
Yeah, we did.
But I didn't realize that it was going to be animated. I should have known that. Yeah, duh.
Yeah, we're going to do that thing. And the funny thing about it, I was inspired by people at the audition, like, because some people's voice might not go for a character, but their voice can create a whole new character. Yeah. So just from meeting these people, I was like, oh, I can make her have 2 friends. And then it inspired me to create more characters. A good testimony with this was that it was one character I did named Ty. A man who was incarcerated, got out of jail, and he tries to get these interviews with different people hiring. But he keeps this whole swag of his culture, like it comes off And he's just trying to be himself and do his thing. Like, and he goes through the interviews. He never gets a job because he's just on this whole. That's who I am. I'm out of jail. I'm trying to do the right thing. He can do the job probably better than anyone else, but he never gets that job, and it's because of not because he's been incarcerated, because like just the way he grew up, he didn't have all his stuff together, and he's just trying his best. And a young man came into the studio, and he embodied the same character that I created in my head, this cartoon character. I really had done this character years ago. I probably done this character before. Like 2004, 2015, probably years ago. And this character was created on one piece of paper. I only drew him 2 times. He had a scully on, he had a cigarette in his hand, kind of ripped up shirt, sweatpants, some Tim boots. And this guy came into the studio. I wouldn't say he looked just like him, but his whole story was the story of Ty. And his voice is just perfect. Yeah, his whole voice is perfect. So it's just showing you how art imitates life. And I think the cartoon is going to really make it all come together. Yeah. And that was inspiring, man. He's like, yo, he told us. He's like, that was me. He's like, this character you did, that was me. And it all came from a small synopsis. Yeah. It wasn't like a whole story. I just broke him down the way I'm talking to you. And he's like, that was me, like trying to get a job. And I was incarcerated. And it just came to life. So that's what I'm working on now, man. Cartoon.
Nice. Yeah, I want to see that.
And the whole idea is like to get that going and kind of relax on a lot of the retail and clothing. And then once people buy into this animation project and pitch it to some networks, then the price will go up on everything.
The price, what Fat Joe said, the price went up.
Yeah. Okay? Yesterday's price is not today's price.
I think we say that at least once per episode.
Every guest.
Exactly. The price went up.
Yeah, man. So,
okay. All right. We're excited. Well, we hope that we can help you along the way. If there's anything you need from us, Dream Chasers, you out there, you listening, you here. If there's anything that you find like, man, I could really help him along the way because I know this or that, vice versa, hit him up. Where can the people find you on the internet?
And I listen too, you know what I'm saying? I listen. I don't know everything. I'm still learning. You can find me on the internet as under the Black Genius Art Show, the Black Genius Art Show. TheBlackGeniusArtShow.com. That's the website. Instagram, The Black Genius Art Show. You can find me in the city. I'm always 15 minutes away.
What's the address to the store?
The address to the shop is 106 North Utah Street, downtown Baltimore.
Okay.
Downtown Baltimore.
Downtown Baltimore. It's like a big tourist attraction. You should come there. Like, don't go to the harbor when you come to Baltimore. Come to the Black Genius Art Show. Yeah. Genius Juice Studios. Genius Juice Studios. Spell juice Guice. Because don't ask me why.
Because it's Genius Juice.
Yeah.
Double entendre. With the stick with the G.
Yeah. I got gifts for y'all as well. Should I give them to y'all on camera or y'all want to do it behind the scenes? Because no other guest is going to bring gifts.
Okay.
Have y'all got gifts from y'all guests before?
Unfortunately, you say that I'm rocking one of our former guests.
Oh, jeez. Take the hat off. Oh, no. Oh, he got us. That's what's up. See, I brought y'all some gifts.
Thank you. I hope the cameras can see that.
Look at this. I'm going to open it because I need the people to see what's happening at.
Look at the quality.
That's a brand.
Real quick.
Oh, look at this. It's stitched on the back.
I'm real big on like clothing.
I tell you what somebody told me though.
Yeah.
But the quality on this is good.
Yeah, look at this. Is like, what is this? Velvet? I don't know, but I like
with the patch. Well, I'm gonna have to lock in with you.
And I love the B Rob, the signature on the side.
Yes, the B Rob.
This is art. Okay, when you get it, it's art. I need you people.
True story. I like to sign my signature when I was a little kid. Before I could write my name, I would sign my signature.
Really?
And a lot of people see my art and they actually like my signature. Like, oh, you have a good signature. I'm like, okay, thank you.
I love it. And fortunately for you, you're not a woman, so you don't have to change your name. So it's gonna be
these joints real nice.
That's yours.
Look at this one. Young, gifted. I love it. Look at
nice.
You can see some of the characters on the back. I love it. It's one more.
I didn't know what size. You know what I'm saying? So I got some options.
Look at the quality.
Y'all missing the stitching. Okay, is you missing the stitching? I'm here for it. Anthony gonna be jealous when I get home. He is gonna be so jealous. And then it's some buttons in here.
Yeah, I got some buttons.
Because Chase is all about a button. Okay.
Yeah.
That, as we learned, could be worth 25, 50,000. Could be worth 25, 50,000.
Yes. And my shirt is also from the Black Genius right here.
Salt, pepper, ketchup.
It's a Baltimore thing, salt, pepper, ketchup.
It is.
Y'all gotta know, but I love it. I love the chicken box with the salt, pepper, ketchup.
The chicken box.
And the half and half.
Only in Baltimore.
Okay. We have enjoyed having you here today. I love having another, we have lots of different entrepreneurs come through, but not everybody has a creative spirit because, that's not everybody's thing. So I enjoyed it. It's been fun. It speaks to a side of me I don't get to use often. Stream chasers, we're going to be at the places that we always at. So the Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Google Podcasts, I think is what they call themselves. YouTube, if you a visual person, you want to see it, you want to see Ryan do all the things.
That's why I wore my polka dots.
Yeah, so people can see the polka dots, okay? You can also catch us at www.streamchasers.work. He got the James Harden with the polka dots. He was ready. Because Stream Chasers, we gotta
do the work.
Do the work, okay?
Do the work.
And with that,
just got paid.
Just got paid.
I like that.